Once you've been introduced to the basics of Common Core, it's time to expose where and who it came from. Back in 2007, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Eli Broad Foundation pledged $60 million to the development of uniform American standards. They targeted a pair of Washington, D.C.-based organizations, the National Governors Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers, to develop and implement a political strategy creating these national standards. The NGA and the CCSSO have no official relationship with states or schools, so they partnered with Achieve Inc., another D.C.-based organization that began seeking common state standards back in 1998. Together, they wrote Benchmarking for Success. Benchmarking for Success is a common standards visioning document in which students are labeled human capital, and the ideal education system would mimic successful global competitors, such as China. This document repeatedly emphasizes human capital, collective influence, international benchmarks, aligned materials, monitoring, intervention, and global measurement of performance. Achieve then took the document and their political strategy to Secretary of Education Arne Duncan in 2009. Congress, meanwhile, earmarked $4.35 billion, that's billion with a B, to improve state standards and ensure academic success through the 2009 stimulus package, otherwise known as the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. The same week that ARA was announced, Common Core was introduced to the states via Race to the Top grants, a competitive system of federal funding awarded to states who meet specific requirements. The connection to special interest groups continued to strengthen as top executives from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in another backdoor deal, were selected to take positions in the Department of Education, one as Secretary Arne Duncan's Chief of Staff, and the other as the Chief Officer of the Office of Innovation and Improvement. On June 1, 2009, the standards were officially introduced, mimicking the Benchmarking for Success document with a few notable changes. Objectives were added addressing comprehensive data systems aimed at measuring students, internationally benchmarked assessments, and other invasive programs. In March of 2010, the federal government increased the pressure on cash-strapped states to implement Common Core standards and the surrounding requirements by stating that states may not receive other federal formula funds if they have not fully implemented Common Core by 2015. At this time, the actual standards were not fully written, developed, or approved, yet states were handcuffed to implementing the program, and unsuspecting school districts, parents, teachers, and students were in the dark about what was ahead. Experts reviewing the proposed curriculum refused to sign off on the standards, yet they were still passed along to the states and our children. In 2011, Achieve began working on the national Next Generation Science Standards and will soon begin developing social studies standards. Common Core's tentacles continue to expand even today. In May of 2013, President Obama introduced his Preschool for All initiative, providing Race to the Top grants to states who are then required to accept expanded data collection, common standards, and a partnership with Health and Human Services for children as young as 3 years old.